there? Who said cementum? Who said acellular cementum? Ah, be as specific as you can. That is acellular cementum. And how about that one line we got, or that kind of bright line we see right in there? That's the hyaline layer. Okay, and how about this tissue right here? What is this? Acellular cementum, and what are these? Incremental lines. And we have a layer of cells right there. Those are probably what kind of cells? Cementoblasts. And what do we have right there? Yeah, oblique fibers of the PDL. Now on the lab practical, the magnification wouldn't be quite that great, so it'd be a little bit easier to determine. And what tissue do we have right here? Cellular cementum. Right. And what are these things right here? Those are lacunae. Okay, you can't really see the cematocytes in a ground section. And how about those little thin fiber-like structures? Canaliculi. Okay, and how about this tissue that we see right here? Yeah, this is cellular cementum. This is a demineralized section, and the cell that we see right there would be what? Cementocyte. Okay, and right here, what do we call that right there? CEJ. And how about that? What is this? Enamel. That's good. If you can answer that question, you're well on your way to becoming a dentist. Okay, and what condition do we see here? Hypercementosis. And how about that thing right there? Epithelial rest. Okay, this is that calcified section cut with the sledge microtome. So we have some Sharpie's fibers. Well, we don't really see the Sharpie's fibers. We see those fibers coming in and disappearing into the matrix of the cementum. We've got PDL out here. We've got some fibroblasts and possibly even a lymphocyte right there. Okay, and then looking at this slide, you see lots of different things right here. Those fibers we see starting there and going up in that direction, what are those? Dentoperiosteal fibers. And the fibers we see coming in this direction would be what? Velar crest fibers. And right in here we'd have horizontal fibers. And what do we have right here? In gingiva. And what kind of tissue is this? Kind of hard to tell. It is a keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Really can't get a good shot at the nuclei, so probably orthokeratinized, but we'll come to another one of those. Okay, how about these fibers we see right there? Sharpie's fibers. And that fiber group we see right there again is what? Dentoperiosteal fibers. And let's go on to the next slide here. How about the fiber group that we see right down here? Apical fibers. There's the apical foramen right there. Okay, we'll look at this slide for a moment here. And what's the fiber group that we see right in here? Interradicular fibers, right. And if we go down along this line right there, we can see some oblique fibers, but right there we have those interradicular fibers. And how about this fiber group? Transeptal fibers.
Dr. Feely, what's that? Is that the dark spot on that?
That?
Yeah. Is that just a...
That's an oobleck. It's a staining artifact. Okay. How about these cells we see right there? Cementoblast. This slide will not be on the lab practical. I can't find this particular slide. But I do have the 2x2s of. Well, we see some cementocyte or cementoblast right along that line right there, and there's a cementocyte there. But we can see the other cells commonly found in the PDL. Okay, well, we've got cementum, we have bundle bone, we have PDL. What is the tissue that we see surrounding that vessel?
Interstitial.
Interstitial tissue, which is normally made up of what? Loose connective tissue. And more right there. And how about these fibers that we see right there? Oblique fibers. Dead giveaway the way that the pointer is going there. Okay, well, let's see. How about this tissue right there? What do we have? Acellular cementum, and what is this thing? Specifically, what is that? Free cementicle. How about this one? Attached cementicle. How about that? It's an embedded cementicle. Okay, well, what is this entire thing we see right there? Pulp, or the pulp organ. And how about that right there? Nerve and cross section. What are these cells we see right there? Odontoblasts. Fair game for this test since this is part of the pulp. And how about that area we see right there? Cell-free zone. This would be the cell-rich zone, oftentimes not found in the textbooks. Okay, so we've got the pulp there. And how about this cell right there? And there's another one right there. Fibroblasts. Typically stellate in the pulp. Okay, and also from the pulp, you do not need to identify the blood vessels in the pulp because they have lost much of their muscular coat. So it's very hard to tell the difference between a venule and an arteriole. But right there, this would be fair game. What is that right there? It's a lymphatic vessel. And right there, what do we have? Nerves in the pulp. It's lousy with nerves. And we can see the collagen, but preservation of this particular slide is so good, you can't really tell where the collagen fibers have any separation. Okay, well, we've got the line of cells right there, and those are odontoblasts, and there's another view of what? Cell-free zone. So again, this is down in the pulp. And if you take a look at the next slide, this particular area is what? Yeah, zona Raschkow. Fortunately, I don't have that slide that I can show you on the lab practical, where you can see the actual nerve fibers. This one came from a different collection. But we'll try anyway. Okay, well, what is this thing right here? True, free, denticle, or pulp stone. You can see the dentinal tubules in it. So that's what we have right there. So that is a true free denticle. Another key that you can use is it stains just like the dentin in the same area. Normally. How about these? Yeah. Free false denticles or pulp stones. We've also seen attached in the laboratory. I don't think we saw any embedded. But these are the most common. But realize they can be either attached or free, or actually embedded as well. Well, we already looked at that slide. Let's follow the next one here. And how about this tissue we see right there? Enamel. And what are those? Lines of Retzius, and that is the DEJ. Of course, we've got some other stuff that we had on the last lab practical. Okay, well, what are these things going up? Yeah, connective tissue papilla, and this tissue is what? I can see a nucleus right there. Yeah, it's pretty tough. So orthokeratinized stratified squamous epithelium, and that one layer of cells we'd see right there would be what? Stratum basal, and right in here we'd have stratum spinosum, and right along that line we'd find which layer? Stratum granulosum, and that would be stratum corneum. Okay, on this tissue, definitely is what, specifically? Perikeratinized, stratified squamous epithelium. See the nuclei out there in the stratum corneum. You can see a slight division between the stratum corneum and down here in the spinosum. Unfortunately, in many of these slides, that granulosum does not show up very plainly. Okay, well, there's the stratum granulosum right there. You see the stratum spinosum a little bit better. These nice, deep reed pegs of tissue here, and the papilla giving the gingiva its stippled appearance occasionally. How about this? What do we have here? Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, and in the oral cavity we have that layer would be what? Stratum basal, and then we